Just wanted to start this video with a quick little overview of Wide Open Off-Road and what we do here. So my name's Lucas. I'm the owner of Wide Open Off-Road. I started this company back in 2023, working on side-by-sides, ATVs, doing accessory installs, custom builds, and maintenance. I've always worked on my own machines, and I figured why not make it a legitimate company. While doing that, I've worked a handful of custom builds, accessories, stereos, lights, you name it. A lot of maintenance and variety of different machines from Polaris, Can-Am, Chinese brand ATVs and UTVs. Throughout that time working on other machines, I realized what I really do enjoy is taking machines apart, fixing them, rebuilding them, doing it on my own time. Kind of changed what I want to do with the business, what direction I want to go over the last year. And basically what I want to do is buy wrecked machines and rebuild them, whether that's from an auction, from a personal owner, or a machine that just needs a little bit of work, get it back up and running. As a lot of the ATVs, UTVs need just a little bit of work to get them back up and running. One of the things I've done is I've partnered with a handful of companies and I'm a dealer for a handful. So if you do need some parts and stuff, you can always reach out to me and I can let me know what you're looking for, year, make, and model, and what parts you're looking for. So I've got a couple here listed. Yeah, Kamimoto, Partzilla, UTV stereo, Rocky Mountain ATV, the intercom systems, and Voodoo cages. These are all companies that I've talked to, worked with. I've installed some of their parts or a handful of their parts. I'm not sponsored by any of them. I am, like I said, a dealer. Two of the companies that I used for a lot of parts was Partzilla for anything new OEM that I needed. They have great parts diagrams and you can find pretty much anything you need on there. And if I was looking for a used part, I would use Power Sports Nation. And again, I'm not sponsored by either one of those. I paid full price for anything I bought off of those sites. But I do highly recommend them both for their products and for their customer service. So I'm actually filming this video a little backwards. This intro I kind of forgot to do before starting to tear down the RZR. So we'll take you through the whole teardown process here, and we'll get you to you'll get to see the end result eventually. I'll kind of tease it here just a little bit, but yeah, appreciate you watching, and like and subscribe to follow along on this build and see the progress as we moved along. So we got the Pro XP back home, and we got it unloaded off the trailer yesterday. It's the next day now. So we can take a better look at it. Really didn't do anything with it last night, just basically wanted to get it off the trailer in the garage. And today, take some time to go through it and start stripping it down, see exactly what's wrong with it and what we're gonna need to replace. So first things first with this thing, definitely looks like it took an impact in the front pretty hard. The description said rollover, but I don't know if I buy that. I do think it rolled over at some point, but I think it took a hard hit up front here. Pretty much all of the plastics up here are toast. Unfortunately, it's quite a bit more frame damage than I thought. When you look inside here, looks okay, other than obviously the shock rubbing up against the fan shroud there. However, when you take a peek up here, this is where we can see, obviously all that paint chipping means that the welds have moved. Those bars have shifted a little bit. Definitely think this side is the worst, as it took the cage out on that side as well. This side is also pretty damaged, as you can see in there. So all of that doesn't allow our door to close over here. I want to say that's not right. Shouldn't be sticking out that far off the steering column, so that definitely got pushed back as well. Come around to this other side here. This door is not anywhere near closing or being able to close, as it's pretty far off the striker, as you can see there. So that's gonna all have to be pulled forward or replaced. So the door won't open without a whole lot of issue and coercion there. The rear end actually looks really good. Everything looks good back here. Suspension, the motor. I haven't fired it up or tried to fire it up. It does power on, the dash lights up, ride command comes on, all that good stuff. But another thing that I found last night, just taking a quick peek, if you look real close, this looks like it's popped up just a little bit. So that has me thinking that side of the frame is also tweaked, even though just so slightly. As far as on the inside, I think the biggest thing I found was the passenger side seat. If you take a look right there, it's cracked. So we may, we'll see how bad it is. We'll take that all out. I think I'm gonna vacuum it out, clean it out real quick here, and then we'll start stripping it out. Stripping down this front end, see what we can save, what we can't save. At this point, I'm really leaning towards just a brand new frame, doing a whole frame, new cage, move over what I can, and obviously the whole front end plastics are gonna have to be replaced, or just about every single piece of plastic, headlights, grille, radiators, all that good stuff up front here. So also want to see if it starts, runs, all that good stuff. It may still move. However, that brings me to the next thing. Here's all the extra parts that I got with it, which this is a little concerning here with this being destroyed like that. So I don't know what state the clutch is in. Obviously half windshield. This actually looks like it's okay. It can be used again. The hood, really it's toast. Obviously it's cracked there, broke there. Headlight, rear view mirror. I don't know that that would go back on. I'd have to look at the mount. And then another piece of lower trim that pretty much is toast with all the broken pieces here. As well as obviously the roof here, you're missing huge chunks of it. But we'll take a look at it, we'll see what we can do with it. So something we found in the glove box is the previous owner's name, and looks like the title as well, or a copy of the title. Looks like it only made it from June till now in its current state. So be interesting to find out exactly what happened to this thing from the previous owner. Maybe we'll be able to reach out, figure out what happened. It's always interesting to see what was left behind. This was in the glove box. Pair of work gloves, some pliers, a latch or a seatbelt holder, handful of zip ties, nut removal tool, Torx bit, Torx head, pressure gauge, both a clutch tool and then also a shock preload adjuster tool. A couple more little tools in here, some garbage, a bolt, random plug, and then a OBD2 code reader, it looks like. Wonder if this thing still works. So I think we're going to start tearing all this off. Get down to as much of the frame as we can, see what we can do with it, and see what we can keep, see what we need to replace. out now. See if there's any fluid in here. I'm guessing not, because these are pretty well trashed, but we will see. Oh, that's a good sign. I'm honestly pretty impressed that that did not leak all of the coolant out of it, despite how damaged it was. Fan's probably okay. Obviously the cover's not. Well, now we have a better view of all the damage inside of here. You can see the cracks in the frame there. Or cracks in the paint, I should say. Pretty scraped up. A lot of bent brackets. Take that off here in a minute. This is the one that really concerns me. Right here. And then you take a look over here. Looks like this whole thing just came completely off of there by quite a bit. And I don't know if that can be just pulled back down and in place. We'll continue tearing this part down. I was able to pop the door off, and we're actually not too far off here. So I think we're gonna pop this door skin off and go from there. I'm interested to see, because of that blown belt that we had, Wonder if this was an old one that was thrown in the bed, or if that's the belt out of here, seeing as how the cover's on, everything looks intact with the cover. So we're gonna pull it apart and take it. Well, that's a nice surprise that the belt is on there. Looks to be intact. It's obviously a little dirty in there. Probably blow those out, but that's a really good sign.